Trinbagonians, all you wake up, please, and realize, yeah, what's going on? If they get rid, what's the next one name? The man who was the speaker of the house and went and take a thing by himself.
Wade Mark.
Right. Last night I saw him. If you notice, if they move she, just like how they get rid of Kingsley, there is no Wade Mark again, you know. There is no Anna Roberts neither, you know. Because these people are disrespectful. And in order to attract the East-West corridor, which you tell yourself you would attract if you don't have these fellas. Yeah. People out there, wake up, please. These people are trying to save their life because we have the first attorney general is before the court for what?
Correct.
We have a man, the SIS leave and go on way. So what do you think they're talking to save? We have a lady, couldn't finish her house. And when she became prime minister, she even bought the house next door and put a helipad. Like she didn't intend to move in.
Yes.
And now they want to talk about they didn't pay the property tax rent. Well, enjoy, lady.
Thank
hey,
you.
No, I want more. The government was so smart. There's a good thing we changed. How much money was missing? If we did tell them that we were going and change the state of the TT currency to what it is now, you think we are fine how much was missing? Because a lady come on a platform that your partner at a party and said to us what? They are putting money where? In money walls, then?
Yes.
And how much missing today?
$500 million.
All right, it's all day.
You too, sir. Take this are your role,
Caller, good morning.
Morning, Bruce. Morning, Dominic.
Morning,
Sharon.
sir.
Morning. You know, after that contribution, my colleague from Barata here, I have much to say, you know. You see, Dominic, you see moral authority, Bruce? That's what's missing in our whole conduct in office. I listen to Bassan Bharat, and I always tell this population, Bassan Bharat is a glorified Kamala Prasad in the male form.
Yes.
Really glorified, you know. Dress nice, talk an English accent, but the same culture drive that they come with, and no moral authority at all. And that is the approach in governance. Let us do everything under the law. So if there's no law, definitely the whole question of moral standing doesn't exist in our society again. And you know, I'm glad you all say that, like, if everything take a rest until everything is ratified, because even that is mixed with the whole question of morality in office. But I won't go into that. The conversation we're having this morning, the whole question of property tax, and like my colleague from Barataria, he's always ended with Trinidadian, all you listen. There's no question that people out there, and there's this thing what people say, you know, deal with the whole, the not the 1%, this big fish and so on. And they sit down there and don't know that some of the areas you could catch big fishes through property tax. And the poor people will be taken away from the circle of paying taxes when you expose the big people who have money into the property tax. My colleague just told you all, when you build a house, because you have to bring it down to grassroots, you build a house, no approvals, and you just go up there with a mansion. Because, you know, Wade Mark almost vilified Mr. Manning when he raised the issue in the parliament. You all could recall that? When right with Ms. Kamala Prasad. We ignore the property tax. When Jack Warner spoke about the whole question of, he was calling a fella name, some fella name, Dominic, and Bruce, you all could remember the name. When he spoke about, you know, this guy, name on a house, right? And the Prime Minister's name was being called in the circle. When you expose that with property tax, you align the property to someone. But you all sitting down there with Kamala Prasad telling you all, don't this, and they go affect poor people.
Yeah.
And that is my, Dominic and Bruce, I have my home, and I want to pay property tax. Why should an opposition leader go to the court to prevent me from having my right? And that's my problem here. So, you know, Trini, after Barata contribution, if you all don't learn, that's all the business, you know. But I want to tell the government that ignore people like Bassan Bharat, Kamala Prasad, and all of them, because they make a mistake because they're sleeping late. Pay attention to the right leaders and we'll be fine. Good program, guys. Take it easy.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I saw there's somebody commenting on the chat, Bruce. I think he goes by the name of Plen Pale, who's talking about is the PNM, who is Rowley, who appoint Gary Griffith and so on, and who is hypocrites and so on. So I would want to ask him, in 2010, the 400 and something thousand all you who vote for Kamala and then change all your mind, were you all hypocrites? You all put her there. I didn't put her there, guys. Certainly didn't vote for her. Could tell you that. When all you say, nah, give them a chance, nice, something new, and if it don't work out, we go put back the PNM. 400 and something thousand of you all did that. So they weren't entitled to change their mind. The over 100 and something thousand people who realized that she was nothing but a fake. All flam and no substance. Okay? And the very thing, unfortunately, Bruce, the very thing that got Gary Griffith into office as Commissioner of Police is the very thing that would take him out his mouth.
Yeah.
Gary Griffith would have been seen as a good option to be Commissioner of Police by virtue of the things that he used to say after he demitted office. For some reason, the media kept going to him to get his opinion on issues of national security. And, he always liked to talk about his broken windows theory. And, he had ideas, things that he talked about. If you want to fix crime, you need to do this, you need to do that. He talked about when he met with Rudy Giuliani and the things that Rudy Giuliani did in New York to bring crime under control. And this other guy who was the commissioner at the time, some Bill Bratton or whatever it is, all these people we bring on, So people were of the view that he was looking to bring modern ideas in policing, which Gibbs and Iwatsky tried to do, 21st century policing, and they were booted out of office where Gibbs was saying, look, we don't need police officers just sit down in the police station, right, on the phone, pretending to write report. We need them out on the field, patrolling, right? And they got kicked out for that. And so it would have been based on those ideas that Gary Griffith was espousing as Citizen Gary that people felt, okay, well, maybe the man could do something. And then he got into office and he started to do stuff, but then he out. So get in trouble because you need to run down every fire hydrant and you need to run down every ambulance, right? And you weren't able to differentiate and draw that red line between Citizen Gary and Commissioner Gary to understand that Citizen Gary cannot respond for Commissioner Gary. It's too different. Yeah. But you want to go on Facebook and you want to respond to people as Citizen Gary. And you lose points at that. So when I see the gentleman here talking about who is hypocrites because of who supported Gary before and if they're not supporting him now. Well, and everybody who supported Kamala in 2010 and then pull back their support in 2015, I guess you're calling them hypocrites too. I wonder if you were one of those persons who supported her. Or do you still support her? Right? Anyway.
Caller, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Dominic and Bruce.
Central.
Morning.
Yeah, Baratara was saying that Mamu take 500 million and absconded to Panama. I would like to remind Barataria that it was the PNM who first started this absconding with taxpayers' money. So probably Mamu learned from the PNM. Dominic, if you take Panama, you drop out all the A for Panama, you get PNM.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And then again, Mr. Barataria like to say that the first Attorney General before the court, he forget Ms. Marlene McDonald is before the court also.
Right.
And all your advocates on this program, your PNM advocates for the property tax. I sure most of them have no property tax to pay, Dominic.
Mm-hmm.
And also, they advocated for property tax. But the same set of people have $100 to pay HCC and they're not paying it. To the tune of 380 million. HCC bus, no money for development and no money to repair apartments. So I don't know what is these PNM people, I don't know what to say about them. You're calling for property tax, but yet you have $100 amount to pay HCC and you're not paying them.
Mm-hmm.
Have a nice day.
All right. But I also want to remind Central that if you remove a few letters from the word corruption, you'll get UNC. Yeah, so write it down. Write it down there, Central, and remove the letters you need to remove, and you will get UNC in the word corruption. All right? You can't get PNM in corruption. You understand?
Also in the word dance.
Oh, gosh.
Godfather. Caller, good morning.
That's what I hear for the longest while, my
Oh, God.
Yeah, brother. You take the show this morning. Yeah, you give him the right answer. Because here what going on. them coming to tell me about, because that was my argument,
Yes.
If you're making noise about poor people, and you're telling me the poor people can't pay HDC $100, then who you're making noise for property tax?
Exactly.
People then. So go and sleep at if you take a few letters out of the wood, you'll find US corruption, you'll find USD, right? So I believe you better go back to sleep. Brother, thank you very much.
Yeah, man. Caller, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Morning, morning.
Morning, Dominic.
Morning.
How are you? You all right?
I am good. Can't complain.
Okay. Well, I too also. I want to shout out to the Titan. Everybody, good morning. Sharon, Mom Sauce, Manu, Shak Lady. Okay, everybody morning. And God's will. To everybody.
Yes,
Amen.
darling. Amen.
All right?
Yes.
Morning.
Yes.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, boy. Caller, good morning.
Hey, morning, big brother.
Hey.
Dominic, boy.
Morning.
Two opening batsmen walk out onto the pitch in the oval, boy. Rose at the bat and you come in behind, boy, in a sunny, blissy morning. I was the morning, some big brothers are embarrassed, and Rowley Jr. and stuff. Hey, Central, what will be doing to come in with them shippeting for? When they drive collection, you want to say PNM black people, they can't be $100. When they drive collection, for water to collect the peppercorn water rates, who are the people line up like snake round a corner in Central and Sour? Who they look like? Right? So don't try to put no delinquency with no African people. Water rate is $100 and something every quarter. Who are the people Central? A peppercorn rate to pay water. Well, let me leave Central alone. Central is just look at the diversity program. Dominic.
Yes, sir.
If I give you the agriculture ministry, I'm not saying Mona Tuna Puna, I hope the elders sort out Mona Tuna Puna, keep Mona Tuna Puna happy. And Miss Crosby and all the elders and Daddy Chance. If I give you a ministry, I say, well, I put you out Dominic in Ministry of Agriculture. When you go and take the ministry money, there are vehicles there for you to drive and go all over in all the agricultural spots all over Trinidad. When you take the money from the ministry and go and buy a Porsche Cayenne, and then and when we say, why did you buy a Porsche Cayenne, $500,000 or $1 million plus? Why did you buy a Porsche Cayenne, Minister Romain? You say, well, fella, you don't know a Porsche Cayenne drives better in mud? Who was the minister did that? But if a son is a personal life, go stay and pat down. The usual suspects on TV last night, Mariana Bong, Nikki Arjun, usual suspects. Right? I turn my back to the TV and I go and drink my coffee and talk to my woman. Because I don't know if tear down and cry down. We have a time for them again, no. It's the usual suspects. Vassan and Rowley Jr. said it. The cultural antecedents will eventually comes out. Vassan, they feel that they could only make a contribution being a UNC. And just oppose. And everything that the government tried to do to move forward into to close the corruption, to catch corruption with legislation, they oppose it. So Vassan, you see Vassan, as bright as he might be, you understand, these fellas' agenda is clear. Right? So fellas, I say people go pay the property tax, is a peppercorn, and Central say, Central, I had to pay for our mother property because she died 2 months ago, and we had to go and pay for that. Even though I in my place I got to pay for it, my sister, we had to go and pay for my mother property tax, and she's an African woman. But tell me what the people months ago was crying around the corner when they had to go and pay the water rate, and I think Dominic was some people who would pay for 5 to 10 years.
Yes.
But 5 to 10 years they pay the peppercorn rates. Who are them people, Central? Mr. Barrett, explain to me the Porsche Cayenne that the government had to sell, right? When they came into government and they saw the Porsche Cayenne in the agricultural ministry, and they say here what's going on. Nobody, Dr. Oli said nobody used to drive them
You're going to put it on the open market and sell it. Who is the minister by that, Mr. Vassaban? Please call us and tell us that, please. Thanks, fellas. Enjoy the morning.
You too, sir.
So, guys, we go into a break and we'll be right back. Keep it locked.
Good. Start now. Well.
If it's one thing I want, it's the government of president side of it. It's the government that look for down in the people's head. It's the government that tell me we are one more thing, yeah. I want to get one. I want to go crazy. I want to play a mask. I just want a pretty lady. Do what we have to do, but yeah, what I want to do. If I had one way, don't mash up the place. Don't one way, man, mash up the place. If I had one wish. You ready? Oh, I'm telling them.
People say that they're ready to fight twice a day. Come carnival, we outside. Take a trip and I want to get wine. I want to get wine. I want to get crazy. I want to have fun. And I want a pretty lady. Do what we have to do, but yeah, what I want to do. If I had one wish, something get up my head and mash up the best. Love. George, you know what mash up? Lo. You know what mash up? Tell me. I'm a jerk chicken outside my house. Really? Let me mash up again one more time now. Well. Hold on. All the people who really wish Carnival was the way it used to be, put your 2-1 in for me here right now. Me say you wake up in the morning and you just realize Carnival come again. Hold on. All you have to sing it louder than that. I want all you close all your eyes. Just go into deep inspiration like it was back in 2009 when the Carnival used to be the best. Let's go. Me say you wake up in the morning and you just realize sin Carnival again. And you're looking for your flag and you can't find your flag. Band start, band ready to jump. Me say you wake up in the morning and you just realize Carnival come back again. Everybody put up on your hand, put up on your flag. 1, 2, drop on them. Show me ya. Where you? Thank you. I want to say thanks for giving me the opportunity to sing with you. Is I get the opportunity to sing with you? No, I get the opportunity to sing with you. You lied to call me first? Because you locked the place.
What is Apex? It is the pinnacle of high-performance vision through a lens. It's clarity, no matter what angle you look at. It's comfort, no matter what you do all day, every day. And it's customized with every digital measurement your eyes require to see at their very best. Apex Digital Lenses by Value Optical, the ultimate lens design for your eyes. Value Optical. Expert care for your eyes.
Simpsons Memorial Limited, number 63 Eastern Main Road, Laventille. Internationally accredited funeral directors and embalmers. A full-service funeral home serving families of Trinidad and Tobago and internationally since 1945. At Simpsons Memorial Limited, we serve with dignity in assisting families in honoring the memory of their loved ones. Our services include professional funeral and pre-planning, burials and cremation, custom-built and imported caskets, coffins and cremation trays, cemetery management, limousines, mourners' cars, grief counseling, web streaming of funerals, fully air-conditioned chapel with live musical accompaniment, full global shipping and receiving of loved ones. We specialize in facial restorations. Call us anytime, day or night, at 623-8688. That number again is 623-8688. Simpsons Memorial Limited. Superior service, always with excellence.
Take me to the king. I don't have much to bring.
Looking for a safe and relaxed professional massage therapist and nutritionist? Look no further. Nature's Touch with Empress Judy and Associates offers a natural approach to better health. Treat yourself to a professional massage therapy and nutrition advice in a safe and relaxed atmosphere. Rejuvenate your body, mind, and soul at Nature's Touch Therapy. For an appointment, please call or WhatsApp 1-868-398-8282 or visit our Facebook page. Remember, your health is our responsibility at Nature's Touch.
Hey, you keeping safe? I hope so. I don't really know what will happen when everything will back up, but the line had to go on. But in the meantime, just come online with the live wire. I'm on the Street 919 FM every Saturday from 5 to 8 p.m. Or you could check us out on the live on Facebook at the Street 919 FM or on YouTube at Street TV. Don't forget to share the live. That might just be as important as you keeping safe. So mask up, sanitize, tune in to the Street 919 FM, live on the live wire, Saturday afternoon, 5 to 8 p.m. Don't worry, I gotta be home in time for the curfew. Keep safe.
There's only one way to start your week right, and that's with Dr. Livette. Join him right here on your radio every Thursday morning beginning October 7th at 9:10 a.m. for your dose of the health and wellness in a program that is sure to change your life. Popular for promoting Livette rather than diet, Dr. Livette has transformed a number of lives nationwide and is now live on the Street 919 FM every Thursday from 9:10 a.m. Tune in on Thursday, 7th October and also learn about the U-Juice to build your immunities and promote overall great health. Dr. Livette on the Street 919 FM this and every Thursday from 9:10 a.m. It's time that you live.
Police, good day. Officer Best Price here. Johnny Q Auto Parts Division? Yes, sir. I'm here to investigate an assault on batteries. Excuse me, sir? Is it true? You have batteries selling for $488? Yes. Power Master, Optima, Vata, and Megastar batteries. So I can buy a battery for $488? Yes, sir. For cars, trucks, and boats. Backed and distributed by Massey Automotive. Which part? Right here at Johnny Q Hardware and Auto Parts Division, 15 Arabita Avenue, Woodbrook. And our new Johnny Q Superstore, located at Lowlands Mall off Claude Noel Highway in Tobago. You could call 63 Tools. Alright, thanks boss. Nah man. Granny, do you have $488 to lend me?
Julia, how our daughter bright so?
What you mean?
Kelly's so young and already talking about when she gets her first job, taking out a mortgage with TTMF at 2%.
She knows about 2%?
Yes. 2% with no down payment as a first-time homeowner and the lowest rate on the market. We would not have to dip into our savings to set her up. Where she get all these brains from?
Her mother, of course.
TTMF, from here to home.
Turn your lights down low and listen to the Master's Radio.
The Church of the Firstborn Assembly of numbers 399 Eastern Main Road, Waiko, Sangre Grande, is pleased to present Pastors Morris and Agnes Johnson and guest Sundays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays. Sunday Ministry of Worship, Children Hour, and the Word from 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. Tuesdays, see Jesus in every book of the Bible from Genesis to Revelation from 9 p.m. Wednesdays, we deal with current affairs from a biblical perspective from 9 p.m. Tell your neighbors, tell your friends, tell everyone. For further information, visit with us at www.churchofthefirstbornassembly.org or on Facebook. Email us at church668hope@gmail.com or call us at 753-1113 or 236-7271. Your free gifts and offerings will be greatly appreciated at Church of the Firstborn Assembly, account number 795222 at the First Citizens Bank.
Get in touch with God. Turn your radio on.
This is the Street 919 FM COVID-19 updates. In case you missed it, the latest COVID positive cases in TNT as of September 27, 2021 stands at new positive cases 106, total active cases 4,213, total recovered patients 44,378, total positive cases for COVID-19 as of March 2020 to present 50,055. Follow the Ministry of Health COVID-19 protocols. Wear your mask, sanitize, social distance, and avoid gatherings. A message from the Street 919 FM.
The Street 91.9 FM brings you today's tips to improve your financial literacy. Improving your financial literacy is a never-ending endeavor that needs to be prioritized. As you work on improving your financial literacy, it's important to continue your momentum. Here are your tips. Pay attention to your fees. Understanding the fee structure and the amount you have been paying on a monthly or even annual basis in regards to fees associated with financial services is extremely important. Account service fees, annual financial planning service fees, investment account management fees, you name it. If you haven't reviewed and audited your fees yet, I recommend that you sit down and make this a priority. That was your financial tip brought to you by the Street 91.9 FM.
Share the live. Share the live. The Street 919 FM on Facebook and Instagram. Share the live. Iowa George on Instagram. Share the live. Iowa TV and Street TV on YouTube. Share the live. The Street 919 FM.
Yo, this is your boy Ziggy Rankin, and right now you're listening to the Titans of Democracy. You don't know. Real talk. She over there, I over there, she over there, I go my way, she go she way. What's this? I am a single happy man.
So welcome back. Just a bit of information for you. Value Optical wishes to advise the public that all 13 branches will now be open full-time to provide expert eye care services to you. All our regular services are now available. For your safety, we continue to practice the health and safety protocols, and we recommend that you make an appointment for all testing services. Please call us at 225-4865 or toll-free 800-2020 for all inquiries on opening hours, eye testing availability, and how we can assist your eye care needs. Value Optical, caring for your eyes. For all your hardware, building materials, auto parts, small tool rentals, pets and pet supplies, gravel and sand, now available. Don't forget PowerMaster, Optima, Vata and Megastar batteries starting from $488. And it's all at Johnny Q, number 15 Arapita Avenue, Woodbrook, and our new Johnny Q Superstore in Lowlands Mall, Tobago, off the Claude Noel Highway. Just call 63 Tools. So guys, welcome back. Hey, I think there's mother calling here now. Caller, good morning.
Morning, Bruce.
Morning, mother. How are you doing?
Dominic. How are you all going there?
We good.
Sharon, morning. Everybody else, morning. No, Bruce, last week sometimes some articles that were ladies talk about property tax, and if they pay it, and how the government going to charge them $5,000. And they make it a lot of cost. What I have to tell, and they always use poor in their mind. I don't know why it's poor, why they don't talk about rich. But what I want to tell all of we poor people, if you don't pay taxes, you don't have land. And if you want your land, pay your taxes. And if you have the money to pay taxes, you wouldn't get the $5,000 to pay if you submit your property valuation to them to evaluate your property. So you don't worry with them and poor and poor and poor. Okay?
Yes.
Why they have to talk about the poor and they're not talking about the rich? The rich don't vote too. So all you get all your head on. All you pay taxes, all you going to lose all your land. And if you don't want to pay your taxes, I don't know if to say you get land that you didn't acquire in the legal way, so you don't want to pay it. So poor people, they will pay with taxes. You don't pay taxes, you don't have land. Okay then, bye.
So Bruce, I did some quick calculations while we were on the break, right? Just quickly. And for reason of comparison, I'm going to use Barbados, as I mentioned before, because, Trinity seems to have an affinity to Mia Motley. And I'm not just blaming Mia Motley, because the tax rates there would have been increased, albeit under her administration in the last 2 years. But let's just take, for instance, a property that's valued at $1.5 million, right? In Trinidad, that value is of no consequence with respect to the tabulation of property tax. Right? So it is based on, as I said before, the annual rental value assessed on your property. Now, you could own a property for $1.5 million, but depending on where you're situated, the estimated annual rental value would differ. Because, for instance, if you live in somewhere in the country, not everybody wants to live there. So if you own a property, $1.5 million in Port of Spain, you have greater demand because people, like to live in the metropolis, everything close by and so on. But no disrespect, but let's say you live in somewhere in Korea or somewhere there, Brazil, which is, you have to deal with that traffic, as the caller would have told us, and the Valencia stress coming on there, wherever it is, right? That in and of itself turns people off. Try to drive all the way from there to come to Port of Spain, especially if you're working in Port of Spain. So in Trinidad, you could have a property for $1.5 million and you can have an assessment of a monthly rental of $3,000 per month, $36,000 for the year. Again, just using our baseline. You'd have properties that monthly rental valued less than that. So that is $36,000 for the year, minus 10%, $3,600, and the difference, 3% of that you pay $972 for the year, right? In Barbados, here how they'll calculate it. On the first $450,000 of that $150,000, you're paying 0.1%. The first $450,000. Then on the next $400,000, taking it to $850,000, you're paying 0.7% on that next $400,000. And then everything beyond that $850,000, you're paying 1%. So a property valued at $1.5 million in Barbados, you will pay $9,750 a year in property tax. And that same property in Trinidad, you pay $972. But we complaining. Yes, then this is from the Barbados Revenue Authority. The Revenue Authority, which we're trying to establish here and we don't have, because what St. Duke is telling you, and the UNC, that if you establish the Revenue Authority, hundreds of people, over 1,000 people are going to lose their jobs. Never mind the fact that the government has made the point, the process by which that will happen, because they will need a reduced staff complement, but other persons would be redeployed to other ministries and so on, where these vacancies arise and so on. So there's no... some people would be offered visa, probably some people who are close to retirement and so on. You give them a nice handshake and some people will take it. But they would, for the most part, they will find places for the other people. But do that comparison. And we complaining here based on annual rental value. And in Barbados, just over the pond, as they say, it's based on the actual value of your property. And you could end up paying, based on what the Barbados Revenue Authority is saying, up to $100,000 for the year in property tax on private residential property. Nobody in Trinidad will pay that much unless they assess that the rental value of your property is probably in the millions for the month. Really? I mean, I've seen some properties where some people charging $4,500 US, $8,000 US, and that kind of thing. But not everybody could afford that, right? And not all the properties in that area will be able to fetch such a price. And some people have complained as well, so the property tax is penalizing me for working hard and acquiring property and because I want a nice house and so on. No, some people will invest in property because they're not necessarily living in it, but they realize if I want to attract a certain clientele, then I need to pimp out this house, so to speak. And the nicer the house looks, is the greater the chances that I'm going to find somebody who is willing to rent it for the price that I'm paying. One Woodbrook Place, you have studio apartments being rented for $7,000 a month, Bruce. The bedroom and the living room is just separated by a little partition, a little wooden something. Studio apartment, $7,000 a month. People paying that easy.
$7,000 for no 4x4.
Yeah.
I'm interested.
No complaints, though. $7,000 a month. What are you complaining about? I mean, come on. You have places that these I know what also gets to me, Bruce. You have some of these gated residential communities, right? The HOA fees, I think West Hills, I think the HOA fees is something, I'm not too sure what it is, probably $1,000 a month, whatever it is. You have some places like up in Mocha and stuff, and these residential where they have townhouses and so on. People paying $1,500 and up to $2,500 a month in HOA fees to maintain the compound, to clean the pool, and to cut the grass, and they pay that easily. I have no problem paying $1,000 a month for that. But don't tell me pay $972 or pay $1,500 for the year property tax. Okay. Well, all right.
Now, whole different maths, no?
Yeah. What they paid in HOA fees, people paying that for rent, for apartment, somewhere else, other parts of the country. And they pay that with no complaint whatsoever.
I'm saying it again. There are people who were already paying this tax when it was there before, and they have no problem with it.
Correct.
They're willing and ready to sort out the business.
Especially the older generation, to understand. But the rates, some of the rates that were there before, were rates are from way back in 1910 and all kind of thing. The rates that are being paid now on agricultural land, I think it's something like $10 an acre or some kind of thing. So ridiculous rates. And people want these rates to stay. And then I hear some people saying, so why the government do just bring back this one, Joel D'Souza, who always have he/she. Every time he/she does a live, always cussing out the Prime Minister, and I'm going to say, well, Rolly need to go, and Rolly this and Rolly that. The last live she did the other day, I wanted to play a piece of it. Disrespectful to the hilt. Saying why they don't just bring back the old property tax, the old land and building tax was there before. That was repealed. You can't bring it back. And when the People's Partnership came in 2010, Winston Ducaran, as Minister of Finance, made the point when he was interviewed by the media, and he was asked, so how come you all haven't brought back the old land and building tax as you indicated? And he said, we ran into some legal issues which make it difficult for us to bring back, which we didn't anticipate before. And the moratorium was extended, so you cannot bring it back. But they're not going to, anyway, yeah.
Let's see who's there. Caller, good morning.
A blessed morning, Hussein.
Hey, morning.
Miss Felix, loyal listeners and callers all who on the live. Now, Dominic.
Yes, sir.
It have over 500,000 properties in Trinidad and Tobago.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And I think in every household have a phone.
Mm-hmm.
And here what I'm saying, D-Mobile and Digicel have special promotions.
Mm-hmm.
Some of these promotions is $149 a month.
Mm-hmm.
Some is $250 a month.
Mm-hmm.
Check that up. Going up to 12 months. I ain't calling no figures, only you're just doing doing maths. But check what's showing
Yes.
Saying that how poor people cannot pay their property tax. And which one is more important, the phone or the house? If you have us showing you think where I'm coming from?
Yes.
You have your special promotions going on for every month. But you don't want to pay your property tax. Where you're sitting down in your house or where you're lying down on your bed or whatever you're doing in your property, you think where I'm coming from?
Yeah.
And telling me that how you don't want to pay your property tax. I'll leave it right there. Thank you very much.
Yes. And some of these very people, as the caller mentioned, Bruce, have 2 cell phones. So they top it up, both cell phones. I wish I costed for the month. No problem. I don't mind paying to talk. All right. Yeah. Who are the top of it? There's a plan. Some of these are postpaid plans. We pay with ease, no complaint.
I still don't see the problem in paying the property tax. I looking for the issue all out.
Yeah. And this is a universal thing, but they're making it seem as if it's only Trinidad and Tobago is the only country where the government wants.
Yeah, well, we Trinidadians have a knack for doing that. Yeah. Everything that we consider to be in the negative or bad or whatever, it only happens here. You know, nowhere in the world is doing this. And by the way, if it is happening somewhere else in the world, they're not going to highlight that because the people that live in that area are not complaining.
Correct.
They're going out there, they're doing what they have to do, and they're done.
We got a 12-year moratorium. 12 years, you all didn't have to pay this thing. And the government is saying, well, we're making it retroactive, so you have to go back and pay your taxes from 2009. They're not saying that, but look, government of Barbados say all go in arrears for the past year and the 2 years. You had to pay it, but we can apply. So we'll give you a discount of 10%. But you still had to pay it. This administration is saying we're going back to 2015 and you had to pay owing from 2015. So, yeah.
They're making a whole bug about this thing and depending on how things go come November, we don't know when, if next year it will start. You don't know.
Yeah.
According to what you say, we had to go through everything, go all through all the this, the that, the up, the down. Look, Andrew saying monthly plan. I wouldn't say which provider. $349 a month.
Well, I pay $436.
Mine is is now $260. $260.
Yeah.
For about 5 years, it was $240.
Yeah.
And I managed very good with that. They call me the other day and tell me, Mr. Thomas, the plan is very old. I said, so what? Listen to me. You're going to give me a plan that I cannot afford?
Right.
They said, no. We just adding a little. But for you, because you have it so long, we will take off $20. I say, how long are they taking off that 24? Forever?
Yeah.
Because I know all you know.
Right.
20 go take off today and then tomorrow it's on.
They find how it's at.
Yeah.
Well, they told me it was unlimited, so I just said, well, whatever. I just took the plan. So I just make calls and social media, whatever you do.
I just want when I pick up my phone.
Yes.
I could make a call, I could receive a call, message, thing, according to the people, make sure I could get through to.
Yeah.
And I good. And I good. I put it up my head at all. But I would like to own some property, someday. And I will be very much willing to pay my property tax because I don't want it to be taken away, swept under the carpet. Somebody come and say, hey, there's mine. Because we've seen it happen. We've heard stories. So come on, people.
Yeah.
There is no issue in this thing. And still, like I say, it's not going to happen tomorrow.
Yeah.
There are a lot of things to be done. According to Dominic, I didn't see I was supposed to put in that day,
Exactly. Because there are people who will leave out certain documents and so on, and they would have to be contacted. And then after you submit the forms, it's my understanding that someone has to come to your home in any event. That's not going to happen in a month.
Yeah.
So I can safely say that it's going to be a little while before the tax is implemented. At least if you're going to, if the government is going to abide by the structure, because then people could complain. So how come somebody came to my neighbor's house or came to my house and assessed me, but they didn't go by the neighbor, as the case may be, right?
Yeah.
So these things have to take place. It's just that the groundwork is being laid now, so that if and when that time comes, it could be a smooth process, right? But there will always be people who will fight it and say complain. But who is to benefit from the money, Bruce? Keep rolling that money not going in Kid Rolly bank account, and not going in Faris Al-Rawi's bank account, notwithstanding if there are people out there. Every time something come up, the first thing they say, more money to thief. More money to thief for the politicians to thief. Kid Rolly had to pay property tax too. Coleman but had to pay property tax too.
They're exempted from it.
Exactly. And Coleman own plenty property.
Nice building.
Yes.
Caller, good
he had to pay too.
Caller, good morning.
Good morning, my darlings.
Morning.
Greetings and blessings and love to you all. Sharon, good morning to you and your family out there. Angie, Mr. Chance, Jenny, so Godzilla morning, and Jacob Angie already?
Yeah.
Good morning, all. Good morning. Mother getting well, and I will send a postcard for you. I'm sending one for Christmas, and I'll send it in, all in one. We are bonus in that. I'm just calling to clock in, let people know I'm here. I'm still alive on the land of the living. And I hear a caller. Good morning to you, caller, who say the way they're taking care of senior citizens. Well, maybe we have to go and protest. We the seniors have to get on the walker and the scooter and we walking stick and we, wherever we walking with to go down and ask for what we want because we are being neglected. We are being neglected. I don't say no more for now. In a time in, I will say what I have to say. And who gets lost out of business. Because I find, we should be taking better care of. You understand what I'm saying? You are the backbone and all they're working on is the youth. And the youth saying they have no mind. We are the older ones who begging the youth to behave themselves. They were fighting hard for youth because the youth could run out there and vote. They want votes. It's only votes they want. And then the old frame is what's keeping them going, I don't want to say nothing because I go get haters. They will come for me. But we need better taken care of. I'm saying that boldly. I'm not afraid. I'm not scared. And that guy will go to thing like that, all them back and all day. Me ain't getting in on that. You understand? I still like him, a guy will go sit. I'm talking bold. Who wants to get by the business? And you don't love is not a thing you just put a switch on it and switch it on and switch it off. You could still love the person, but you don't love the things that they're doing. And you could pray and beg them to turn around. But you don't call to crucify and drag people. Oh God, they want the man to kill himself? Look what they do to Dr. Rowley, or them forgetting that. Or they take all the time now that the people work all the thing and civil man and people laughing at us out there. Or they want to take the vaccine because a whole lot of all like all the sick in all the green. I'm going all you. Have a blessed morning.
Yes, Mother.
Good morning.
I'm seeing here, Bruce, in Guyana, property tax is based on the full value of your property, not on the rental value. So again, you see how good we have it here? Not an annual on the full value of your property. But anyway, Bruce, play my video for my clip for me, please.
Of course. with pleasure. I seen
a ceremonial dance steeped in Middle Eastern tradition. But apart from their rich and diverse culture and heritage, Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bissessar says the Syrian-Lebanese community have brought from their homelands values this country should emulate.
If every citizen of Trinidad and Tobago were to follow your example, we would have a greater, better, more improved, thriving TNT.
The Prime Minister and her cabinet recognize the contribution of the Syrian-Lebanese community.
Better, more your example. Trinidad and Tobago were to follow your example, we would have a greater, better, more improved, thriving TNT.
Values this country should emulate.
If every citizen of Trinidad and Tobago were to follow your example, we would have a greater, better, more improved, thriving TNT.
The Prime Minister and her cabinet recognize the country.
What example is that she's talking about? Who's she talking to there, first of all? The 1% community, right?
Yeah.
What example is she talking about? Has the 1% community changed anything in terms of their operations between when that speech was made to now?
Yeah.
So what example is she talking about there? What, purchasing property, renting property, and so on? Their business ethics? I'm confused that if every citizen of Trinidad and Tobago were to follow the example of the 1%, so-called the Syrian-Lebanese community. But today it's an issue, right? Everybody should turn against the Syrian-Lebanese community, who she praised back in 2012 there. So all of a sudden their practices now is an issue. Yeah, so they are predatory, but they weren't predatory in 2012. Okay.
Who drew that session?
Whose money paid for that? Because this is at the diplomatic center, right?
Right.
Taxpayers' dollars paid for that. She had no problem, sir. But today you have a problem with the 1% and the clan, as she calls them, and they own property here and they own property there and whatnot and so. So it's a problem to own property. Well, since the so-called 1% are the largest property owners in the country, you should be happy for property tax because now we will get back a chunk of that money that they make in.
True.
Yes. So you should be calling for that.
Something will come back in the coffers.
Thank you.
Real good, yes. Good enough.
Oh boy.
Yeah, they're good.
Yes.
They're good. I'll give them that. Caller, good morning.
Good morning, Bruce. Morning, Dominic.
Morning.
Good program. Dominic and Bruce.
Yes, ma'am.
Miss Camilla Possad, she should have been the last one to tell people don't pay the property tax. She should have been the last one, you know. She should have called on people to pay the property tax. When she come in 2010 she was the Prime Minister, she didn't pay no tax. No tax she pay. She own land, she own this, she own everything. And everything that the man own. And now she wants people to pay the property tax. Have a blessed day. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Caller, good morning.
Good morning, Bruce. I hear your brother say, Dominic, morning. I hear say Bruce like to own some property one day.
Yes.
All right, Bruce, and you're willing to pay property tax, okay. So if you inherit the place where you're from, your grandmother was a real estate mogul in St. James. All right? And she leaves some townhouses, apartments for you. Will that out to you with 6 apartments, 6 by 5. 5 by 6 is how much, Dominic? 6 apartments. How much?
30.
Right? 30 grand. Right? You inherit that about 5 years now. You ain't willing to, you ain't gonna be willing, Bruce, to pay property tax, Bruce?
Yeah.
Right? And all over the place, your grandmother's property all over St. James. And all of them rent out, Dominic, by 7 to 5. So the grandchildren will inherit and the children will inherit. Right? They don't look like me and you. They look like Central. You shouldn't pay a little property tax on that. You should be happy, Bruce, to pay a little property tax on that. But Bruce, you get free. You get free real estate.
Yeah.
Inherit that. So they were saying. So where's the problem? You see, a lot of these people turn their residence into commercial. It's how people are business and they have pools at the side too, Dominic. Right in St. James, they are the same 7th annex. My brother, he live in Toronto. He had a problem paying property tax. He rents out a little annex for $3,000 and he had to leave it empty. Because when he come to Trinidad, he will have nowhere to stay. And he had the front part rent, you know. That's how much rent is on the demand and people find the money to pay. So where's the problem? I know brothers down west and down there. 8 grand, 7 grand. People roommating, renting all over the place. Where's the problem? It's a real estate mortgage right in St. James, Bruce. Own half of St. James. So who are we poor people? We're going to allow the rich to continue using we as poor people to their mouthpiece for them, boy. All the years they get it away unscathed. They want garbage collect, they want road fix, they want pavements, they want CPAP. All that in front of them plays the same way. Right? Christian Mute, who's the same Syrian Lebanese community. He's the bar talk right on this radio station here. He sat down in a press conference with Dr. Rowley and said, hey, time for we to start to pay property tax. The business community, enough is enough. And we know all we own, Bruce and Dominic. So to end, I know nobody use me no mouthpiece, but to end, Central, against some homework. Go and find out who's the agriculture minister by that, take we money about Porsche Cayenne that drive in Modena. Go and find out and come back and tell Dominic and Bruce that I have homework for the day or for the week. Thanks for that. Morning. Morning,
There's a complaint that the property valuation division, they cannot access any of the numbers for on the form for you to get information. We need to find out what's going on with that.
Okay, right.
So the numbers that they have on the form, when people call those numbers,
they need clarification to fill in the form correctly.
They're not getting through. And Auntie Claire, morning.
Yeah. Mr. Imbert, you need to address that.
Yes.
Please.
And again, like I was telling Sharon, we have a lot of, how did I say? Let me say square pegs in round holes. Because when the government change, the minister of the particular ministries would change.
Right.
The people that work directly under him and the people that work directly under those persons won't change.
Correct, yeah.
So everybody who has their little agenda and keep throwing spokes in the wheels, that's why we cannot move forward properly. Now, mind you, yes, it will be considered discrimination to go in there and say, who are you? Who you vote for, and that kind of nonsense.
Right.
But if you're working in these different ministries, whether or not you are for PNM or for UNC, remember you're doing service for the people of the country. You don't know who is who, and you can't tell who is who just by looking at the race.
Right.
You understand? So we need to stop that nonsense, because if it would not be just one person not getting through, it will be everybody not getting through. So what is he really doing?
No, but you're frustrating the process, and of course, then it's going to take longer, and the government will then have to extend the deadline date, which is a strategy. It's like when the Prime Minister mentioned a couple of years ago in the Parliament that the Cabinet of Trinidad and Tobago gave a directive that all ministries must put their brand on their vehicles. Right? So that the vehicle could be identified in public as a government vehicle. So that when on the weekend, a vehicle from the Ministry of Education up on Maracas Beach, you know that person ain't working. Right? So if it is a vehicle from the Ministry of Finance in the market Saturday morning, they're not doing government work. Because then they go into the gas station and they fill out the form, right? And they fill up the tank. And the state had to pay for that, but they joyride whole day. The Prime Minister said, we gave a directive, all vehicles must be branded with the brand of the ministry. And he said, Madam Speaker, you will not believe the pushback that we're getting from public servants. And they're trying to drag out the process in the hope that when the election called, this administration that put that in place would lose the election. And when the new administration come in, because that wasn't their directive, the thing could continue for another 5 years. And people could, like themselves, with government vehicle at the expense of the taxpayers. So if they're willing to do that, I mean, let's see how we can frustrate this process and drag it out, and then, So.
We just like the lawlessness.
Yeah.
Hey, look, we partner, man. Caller, good morning. Hey, gone. Caller, good morning. Hey, where everybody going? Why everybody running away, so? Hey. Caller, good morning.
Good morning to all man here.
Hey,
Dominic, Bruce.
Yeah, man.
Good. Why I call all them morning to all the listeners, man. Me turn up on morning. Dominic.
Yes,
Bruce,
sir.
I like all the discussing. That goes to show some of the people in this country really like this country. You want here to get developed status, here to come like Singapore, but all it frustrating the process. If people see our government is trying their best and they are doing their best, I will shudder to think that who we have as opposition should come on board and support what is taking place. But if all they're trying to frustrate the process just for it to look good or to get the government out of power. I mean, this democracy is a hell of a thing, freedom, what people call freedom is really a hell of a thing, You understand?
Yes.
No, I'm telling you, it's a hell of a thing, because in other countries, we want to be like Singapore. But you know what us do to get the country how it is? You know what Japan, Sharon, from small, being taught in kindergarten, when they litter, pick up the stuff straight in the dustbin. So much they could go in the stadium in it was a World Cup. In a World Cup. And everybody else, other countries was there. They litter, but they pick up their rubbish, and put it in. They're so trained, they so love the country. And we want to become Singapore status, and we have people, no matter what the government is doing that is right in their side, because of their own political affiliation or what they whatever they call it, they want to see the government fall. They don't think about country, Dominic. Bruce, they don't think about country at all. You just want to think about party and what they can get. Boy, there's a sad place. Singapore status will never reach there with these kind of people in this country. Bruce, Dominic, I go on.
Yeah, man, bless. I was saying that the permanent secretary stays, right?
Yeah.
Right. So and I really need to get a breakdown of that one of these days, you know. Full breakdown from the in the ministry, from the minister coming down, who's after the minister, who's after that individual, and because a lot of people still complain. Many places they go to get whatever service, and the service is ridiculous on some ends, and then on other times is perfect. It's no problem. And I mean, if you're working in a ministry and your job spec is this, but just do that now.
Yeah, but you see, Bruce, is a culture that is difficult to break, because the general perception people have is that the public service is inefficient. And the Prime Minister would have alluded to when he said some public servants do the least amount of work, but if they pay 1 day late, they are the loudest voices. And let's face it, we see it all the time. You go into certain government offices, they're supposed to open 8 o'clock, but 8:15, you see people strolling in with rituals, coffee cup in their hand, and they're not going to have breakfast. You know, many times I've gone to a particular department in Board of Inland Revenue, and they're supposed to open at 8 and 9 o'clock when they get there. Well, the person who dealing with this particular thing ain't coming as yet.
You see that? See that?
Yeah.
A simple place as in licensing just before the whole pandemic. I hear somebody complaining, saying, because I went there to sort out my business, and somebody was saying, see that cash ain't come again today, I wonder what we won.
Yeah.
Madness. Yeah. Number one, you need to put things in place that, okay, if this cash, if we, let me say on any given day, 2 of our cashiers are out, there are 2 people to see about that.
Yeah.
That is the first thing. Secondly, if a cashier continues to be absent, we need to find out what's going on with that individual. Right? I'm not saying fire nobody.
Right.
We need to find out what's going on with you. Verbal warning, written warning letter, second written warning letter.
Yeah.
After that, we walk in by out the door.
Yeah. Because the other day when I went to BR to pay my tax, and I'm in the line. This is close to, this is after 3, right? So they close, so it's just whoever inside. So there's one cashier collecting payments and so on. So one of the persons in the line. So apparently she's a regular in Board of Inland Revenue. Customer. She comes up here. And she there, the customer and the cashier, they talking and laughing, and people in the line griping. Really? People waiting here and all long, and it's like,
that is unacceptable.
Yeah. So the supervisor has to come now to call one of the other cashiers who apparently was doing the balance and whatever it is to get right to leave. And she said, I want to open back up and can you see, just clear up this line for me now. You know, and then they could take the other get overtime and
you know, again, the supervisor wrong, right?
Yeah.
Because what you need is to break up that little tea party what's going on there.
Yeah.
That way you need to do. No consideration. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
So, to only do that in all their personal time now?
Correct, yeah.
Exchange phone numbers, get our call you later, take where and only organize all yourself.
You just do what you have to do and hustle up. You're seeing people in the line.
Monkey really know what tree to climb, yes. I never see more. Let's see who's out there. Caller, good morning.
Good morning, Dominic and Bruce again.
Morning.
You know, when the UMC and they try to compare to the other countries, it's just a fool the public, you know. You know that? It's just a fool the public to make you feel that the government is not working for you, right? Because we must see that a lot of Indian businesses here in Trinidad and Tobago, Chinese businesses, and even the African business, right? So that means we must be doing something good to encourage foreign investment. Okay? And, you know, I heard Mr. Fuad Khan on a video talking about Florida, Miami, right? And they're wearing masks and this and that. Is he telling them that they're paying their taxes there?
No.
Okay. And, and you know, another thing that they're not telling the people, in that state, let's say you sit in a classroom, well, I'll use it because, you know, my family told me that, so you have 4 persons in you, surrounding you. If you should get the thing, they would not announce it. They will tell the 4 person around you, you are around someone who was infected with this virus. They will not even tell you who the person is. So you will go on quarantine, okay? And you will come back. And that is how it is. So, a lot of time people talking, and they're not telling people, or maybe they don't know and they just feel to talk. Like Susan, she now talking about black people don't have investment. Since when they care about the black? And somebody talked earlier concerning the people, why they're concerned. You know why they're concerned about the taxes? It's about who property they have, Dominic and Bruce, right? It's not no grandmother or grandfather thing. It's whose family give it to them, who own it. I'm trying to get you sometimes. You understand? So they have to find a way to say how they come up with those properties. They're not concerned about you, or you poor people. You think they're really concerned about you? It's about themselves. I don't know, you're not campaigning, you're not marching, you're not protesting about paying your taxes. They are doing it and saying they're doing it for you. Think again. Why are they really doing it? Yes, have a pleasant morning.
Thank you.
So at this point, I'd have to leave the rest of the program in your capable hands.
No problem.
I take my leave, so I shall be back, God's willing, on Thursday from the comfort of my home. Yes, hopefully. So, folks, do enjoy the rest of your day.
Oh, gosh. So as we continue to take your calls right here, well, Dominic has left us for the day. He'll be back Thursday, please God. So, continue to take your calls. Caller, good morning.
Hi, morning, Bruce and Dominic.
Morning.
Bruce and Dominic, that is a normal thing. Since after they stopped the anti-tax campaign thing, they left loopholes in the system. Because I have a partner. There's a piece of land next door by his father. He born and grew up, and that land was there. They used to know the owner before, and that man come and died. The thing there. He went and paid the taxes on that, and he owned it now. But when the lawyer was doing the search, they realized that had another piece of land in Penny East. Mm-hmm. And the lawyer asked him, what are you doing? He said, you want to take, you can take that, and the lawyer handled everything. He didn't have to pay the lawyer, thing, and everything. He built a house on it and everything now. So it's a normal thing. They'll be saying nothing. Let people thief. Let people think. So don't pay your tax, and don't want them to implement back the system where you pay your tax and have a receipt in your hand. Because you could come with your deed. You don't do the ratchet with that deed already, and your deed worth nothing. But once you have your receipt, they can't tell you nothing. And that's what people fail to realize. Because I keep telling them, since Queen Elizabeth and them was running the Caribbean, one of the things that they do is collect taxes. And one of the main taxes was collecting was always land taxes. All the duchess and dukes and them who owned the estates in Trinidad and Tobago was paying the taxes to the Queen. So sometimes it just get me so sick when I hear them talking about, boy, after 65 years of independence, it's best we go back to the Queen. Huh? Yeah. When you think the Queen coming back here, what do you think the Queen going to do? She's going to bust taxes on me to run this place.
Yeah.
And it's going to be worse. Don't get up with them, And then before I go, Bruce, when you're passing through Woodland, going through Woodland to go to Separia, there is in the back, they have a nice piece of estate. Now, when I pass in there and thing, and sometimes you go past and you're lying with the people in the neighborhood and they think and they're telling you, hey, you know who land that is? Right? They have a big estate in the back there, a former Prime Minister. Thank you very much.
Get your house in order. Caller, good morning.
Yeah, morning again, Dominic, everybody.
Yeah, man.
Yes, you see, this one is so interesting. Trinidad and Tobago Revenue Authority. According to what's going on, we get our blight for 12 years. 12 years, you know. I need to check it out. That money, let me say, was at 200 a year. If you was just paying it at a basic figure. That was over $2 billion that we didn't get to spend within ourselves. And just as we are saying, in these places that they call it jurisdiction, but the tax is to clean the road, fix the drain, stop having protests and burning of rubbish and all these kind of things. Yeah, that's what I'm showing you. That is what it is for. And I want the local government, what do you call it? The government, the government reform, local government reform, to come in also, so that the taxes will be within these regional corporations that they will use within the same corporation, so that the people will be satisfied with what the money that is being collected will be doing. Thank you very much.
Yeah, man. Caller, good morning.
Morning, Bruce.
Morning.
Morning. To find out something. Why is all rich people think they could use subsidy more class and the class people sometimes? Who tells you don't want to pay property tax? Why are they using us as their excuse? Who tell them we, the lower class and middle class, don't have money to pay our property tax? We want to own our property that we live on also. So let them talk to us. If they have something to hide, they can find another excuse. Don't use us. And obviously, black people can't pay their property tax. They just have to come and claim something that is not theirs. And they know what they have to hide. So that doesn't use us as a scapegoat at all. We want to pay our property tax, right?
That's right.
And own our property that we live on. So nobody can come and claim it and say, this is their property. Right? Let them use us at all. Have a blessed one.
You too, my dear. Take care. Guys, that's all the time we have for today. My word for today is enthusiasm. Enthusiasm energizes me. Sometimes I feel like a rocket ship waiting on a launch pad, needing a boost to get myself started on an endeavor. Enthusiasm is a rocket fuel, igniting passion and giving me the energy I need to get started and keep going. As I delve into my pursuits, work, hobbies, or even something as mundane as household chores, enthusiasm gives me the drive I need to see projects to completion. I may have thought I had to be excited about something to feel enthusiastic. Now I understand that enthusiasm begins within me and is mine to apply however I wish. I need not wait to be enthusiastic. I can feel it simply by affirming, I claim enthusiasm now. I am filled with powerful energy to do all I choose to do. But let the righteous be joyful. Let them exult before God. Let them be jubilant with joy. Psalm 68:3. So that's all the time we have for today, guys. It was a pleasure being in your company. It was a pleasure having you in ours. Talk to you guys tomorrow, please God, with the lovely Miss Sharon, Felix. So keep it locked to the Street 919 FM as we continue our broadcasting for the day. Ciao.
Me head done back cause I mix it wrong with my mash.